Tony La Russa's recent actions remind us not everyone is capable of being a leader. For those that are not in the know, Tony La Russa made headlines earlier this week after he openly criticized his own catcher, Yermin Mercedes, for crushing a home run on a 3-0 count against the Minnesota Twins in a game that was already well out of hand. According to La Russa, Mercedes broke one of the unwritten rules of baseball in doing so. Apparently, when you're leading in a rout, you're supposed to not swing in a 3-0 count. Why that is a thing is anybody's guess. If nothing else, it's a stupid rule. I could go long and hard and write a 1,500-word essay about why taking your foot off the gas is a horrid mentality that needs to get out of sports. But to make my point, I'll just tell you a quick story from my own life. When I was 11, I was on a great little league team. We had finished first in the standings and won the annual tournament, as well as the league title that year. We swept every major award that season. But there was one game in particular that stood out from the rest. In this game, we were down by 9 runs, in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs and no one on base. Despite the odds being stacked against us, our coaches rallied us in the dugout. My dad, who was one of the coaches, drilled into us to not let the last out be easy, that as long as we could still play, we were still in the game, because baseball is a sport where the opponent has to get you out. There's no time limit, and therefore no lead is ever too big to overcome. We ended up batting around and then some, scoring 10 runs and walking off the game. Not a single one of us mailed it in, and because of that, we pulled a victory out of the very depths of defeat. So when Yermin Mercedes stretched a 16-4 lead for the White Sox, personally I saw zero issue with it. No lead is safe in baseball. If anything, the Twins blatantly giving up on the game by sending a position player out onto the mound is a much greater disgrace to the game, because again, no lead is safe in baseball, unless of course you just decide to stop trying. Regardless, it's clear that La Russa and I don't see baseball the same way, as he decided to go out of his way to call out his own player after the game.
There'll be a consequence that he has to endure here within our family. The fact that he's a rookie who's excited helps explain why he just was clueless, but now he's got a clue.
By calling out his own player, La Russa put a target on Mercedes' back and essentially gave the Twins his blessing for retaliation. Sure enough, the very next game, Twins pitcher Tyler Duffy threw a sinker down and in a blatant attempt to police the game. Needless to say, calling out Mercedes and calling him essentially a dumb rookie and throwing him under the bus didn't go over so well with some of his other White Sox teammates. Shortstop Tim Anderson made his support for Mercedes known on Instagram by stating, "The game wasn't over. Keep doing you, Big Daddy, 100. White Sox ace Lance Lynn also spoke up in favor of Mercedes. When pressed by the media, Lynn said, "There are no rules. The more I play this game, the more those unwritten rules have gone away." So, how did La Russa handle this dissension amongst his own ranks? Well, you've likely heard the phrase, "be a leader and not a boss" before. Now, there's a reason for this. A boss delegates hard work to their underlings, fails to connect with them on a human level, and almost inevitably becomes the focal point of the resentment for those who work under them. A leader, on the other hand, recognizes those under them as being equal individuals, rewards them based on their merit, and then they guide those that they oversee. They're not afraid to put the effort in to help make an operation work. They consider themselves to be part of the group, not above it, not like a boss. So when manager Tony La Russa told the media that Lance Lynn has a locker and I have an office, he made it crystal clear which group he belongs in. La Russa and his team couldn't be further apart, and it raises doubt as to whether La Russa should even remain the manager of the White Sox altogether. Baseball is the only sport where the coach wears the same uniform in the dugout as the players. And if La Russa continues to act like he's above the team, then he should not be surprised if he ultimately gets booted off the team later down the road.